Hello.
Finally.
Yeah.
Quality
So
audio.
they just shoved my microphone like into, because I wasn't home when they came in. My dad was like, "Oh, they might come in to tear out the carpet in the room and the tile in the bathroom."
That sounds painful.
And yeah, no. So I was like, okay, whatever, like whatever they gotta do. And so I wasn't home. I was at class.
Uh-huh.
So my mic was sitting on my desk. Even though I've cleared out the room of like 99% of my stuff, my mic was on my desk because I've been recording in there.
Yep.
And so they decided to just like shove a microphone into a drawer and then put another like heavy drawer on top of it. So I'm amazed the mic isn't broken.
Man. Yeah. They need to respect your podcast boundaries, okay? They need to understand that at a moment's notice, you may want to grab the mic and drop some dope rhymes or something.
It's not that. It's more of, I'm like, it's a fucking microphone. I feel like people should see a microphone and go, maybe that's expensive.
Yeah,
like,
or maybe I shouldn't
regardless of whether
bother.
it is or not.
Yeah, exactly, because you don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Well, anyway, here we are. You
It
made it.
doesn't matter. I'm on the regular thing now, my laptop and everything.
The regular microphone.
Luckily, I found it.
Because earlier it sounded like you were on a crappy microphone, and that was like, oh my god.
So it was. I have two sets of Bluetooth headphones. The first one, the one that I used first, was the one that that's my everyday ones, and then I have like super athletic ones. So the ones where I was like underwater, that second one or whatever, those were the athletic ones. Those I only use because they stay in my ears when I'm like working out.
Yeah.
So
we get it, Lex. You work out, okay?
like twice.
We get it.
In my life.
Well,
I hate it so much.
My personal setup right now is I'm sitting. I was telling Dee before I called you, like, I've never felt more like Terrence Howard from Hustle and Flow. Not the pimping part. No, not that. The part where I'm sitting in like a bootleg studio in a t-shirt. With the microphone, and I've got like my sound dampening cotton, whatever thing. It's taped to a piece of cardboard and all. It's just, this is a bootleg setup if I've ever had one before. I can't wait until we get into a proper theater setting so that we can bless people with our podcast style.
I can't wait to maybe one day have a room again. That would be nice.
That'd be nice. One step at a time, right? We got to get the room. We got to get this
now
podcast.
I don't even have a bathroom. It's just like, God damn it. Man. To share it. I'm like, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
This thing has been hell.
I feel you. This has been going on for a minute, too.
Yeah, because you're dealing with insurance, and the insurance, like, we're not giving you money for this, and now the guy's got to fight the insurance. It's a whole. Insurance is a scam. Like, all forms of insurance, I'm like, this is bullshit.
You ain't lying.
Like, it's one of those things. I'm also like, this is why people don't buy houses.
Right.
Like, even if they could afford them, like, why they don't want to deal with buying houses. But then, if you don't buy a house, you have to deal with someone else fixing your shit, and like, they don't want to do it. So
yeah, I mean, well, fun fact: I used to have a house, and I no longer have one because it's just a pain in the freaking neck. I had a house on the south side of Chicago in a neighborhood called Jeffrey Manor. I'm not going to give you the exact address because somebody I know lives there now, but it was a terrible place. Like, we lived at the end of a cul-de-sac, and the sewer system on the south side is just atrocious. So whenever it rained really hard, you could count on some water backing up through the pipes in the basement.
Yeah.
Gosh,
it's tough because, like, on one hand, I can't see giving up a house. Like, having a house and giving up a house. On the other hand, I'm like, fuck these. But, like, this is all a hassle. It's all a scam. Life's a scam. That's the moral of the story. I don't know.
Sorry, no, you're totally right. It's
I was like, we're just gonna live in that silence. I'm just gonna let it hang.
It's true. Okay. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay.
So, let's get to some good news.
Yep.
First of all, welcome
There's
everybody.
Good news?
There is good news. Welcome everybody to Lex and Matt's Excellent Adventure. I'm Matt Peters, joined as always by the Lexnificent Lex Lutz.
Lex Lutz?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I feel like I used that one already, but who knows?
You did. I think you did last week. Yeah, I think so.
I was debating against that and Lextastic. So whichever one I didn't use, we're gonna say I used that one.
Yeah,
so.
the Lexificent or whatever. I can't even say it. Whatever you said earlier is what you said last time.
I gotta update my notes. Okay, so
yeah,
folks, as you know, I'm talking directly to you, dear listeners. Thank you so much for listening. First of all,
thanks.
We have a live show coming up right here in Chicago, Illinois. Stage 773, May the 8th. It's a Wednesday. It's 6:30 p.m. I tell you what, you get off of work, you come on down. We're right in the center of the city, basically, right by the Red Line. You come down, we got a bar right there in the theater, have a couple drinks, chill out with us, listen to us do a bomb-ass podcast, and you go home happy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs
Chicago,
a break like that.
Places, things, stuff.
That's right. But you know what? I feel like people need a little bit more, encouragement to come and check us out. So we got a couple of guests that we haven't announced yet that we're going to announce live right now on the show. That's right. So
it's the city that never sleeps.
That's
it's the city by the bay. It's the
brotherly love.
Brotherly love.
It's for lovers, I guess.
Oh yeah. Isn't that Virginia? Isn't that the Virginia thing?
I think so. I remember my dad had a fridge magnet that said that on there. I'm like, that's
like
creepy.
Virginia is for lovers. Yeah, no. Well, it's also like, your cousin's your lover, so I
Not all Virginians. No, but
I mean,
wow. Okay, so
I was listening to a podcast and this guy was talking about him and his wife got married in Mississippi, I think was where she was from. I probably get that wrong, but they had the 3 questions, and there were like 3 questions on there, and the third question was, "Are you blood relatives?"
Oh no!
And he was like, What am I supposed to say that?
Oh,
She's
no.
like, is you? It's like, I feel like this is a trick. What do you, I don't understand. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So let's get to the meat of the announcement now. We're talking about our guests. First of all, you folks know.
I forgot there was an announcement. I thought we were getting into the show. So that explains why I just went on to that.
We're not gonna bury the lead anymore. We're gonna tell you right now the first guest that we're announcing is the one and only Queen of Vernaculus, Dolores Peters.
Yes.
Yeah. So, of course, with D comes all that wonderful charm that you all know and love from my other show since last we spoke.
She is a delight.
She is. And we're bringing some snacks, some Vernaculus action with us. That's right, everybody.
I'm very scared about whatever you're because I don't know what you're bringing. And I'm like, oh, no.
I do. It's great.
Yeah, I know. Here's the thing, Matt. I find salt spicy, so no.
Yeah,
like that's the part that I fear. I think more than anything, a too spicy thing because I'm like, oh, that's just death.
That I'm gonna really enjoy this.
To quote Eric Crosby of the Turtle Soup podcast, that'll give me a UTI. Like,
you know what's fucked up? I remember that. I remember
because that is one of my all-time favorite. We were out at Black Friday, and Eric and I pointed out because I knew he likes sriracha, and I pointed out there was sriracha ketchup, like that was first out, and it was like on a Target shelf or whatever, something like that. And I pointed it out to him. I didn't even say anything. I just pointed it out to him, and he goes, "Oh no, that'll give me a UTI." And I was crying, laughing. It was so ridiculous. So I fear, I welcome the Vernaculus, but I fear the Vernaculus at the same time.
Well, that's our first guest. Now, our second guest is somebody who you may not be that familiar with, but trust me, you'll know him, you'll love him. His name is Dave Martin. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Dave Martin.
Yeah.
He is my co-host on the wonderful podcast that we did with Versus the Universe called Digital Dumpster Diving, where we would take movies and video games that were rated right in the middle of the road, and we would watch them and play them and help you make a decision on whether you should give it a chance or run away from it screaming. Unfortunately, most of them turned out to be running away screaming. We had a lot of fun with the Mockbuster movies. I don't know if you've ever heard of Asylum films. For every Pacific Rim, there's an Atlantic Rim. For every Transformers, there's a Transmorphers. So they loved,
those are weird.
Yeah, and most of the time, the name alone was as far as they got as copying the actual plot of the movie that they're parodying. In some cases, porn parodies had a more solid plot than these films. It was like pulling teeth. But we're not going to punish you with anything awful. Oh, no. Your 4 viewers are going to invite you to join us. This is so hackneyed, and I need to start over. We're going to invite you to join us in watching a very special half-hour screening of a certain thing that we know you'll enjoy as we poke fun at it, lovingly, of course. But it's going to be a wild ride, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we're going to have snacks. We're going to have fun people. We're going to have a screening of something. You're going to enjoy it. Come through. Chicago Nerd Comedy Festival. It's going to be so much fun.
Yep. Tickets are on sale now.
That's
right.
Go
get them. Go get it.
Yeah.
Go get.
Yeah.
Go and get.
I might as well give a shout out to Third Coast Comics now so I don't forget at the end of the show because they're our wonderful sponsor and they sponsor our graphic novel challenge. So we just want to give some love to them as they give some love to us with that 10% off discount on stuff that you hear about on our show. Yeah,
I feel like this is starting out as a hot mess.
It really is. But you know what? We're going to clean it up because, we're passionate.
Oh, it's fine. I don't care. Like, that's the thing. I don't like when podcasts are super clean anyway or whatever. I'm like, nah, just let it happen.
Yeah.
Who cares? You guys don't want that.
Definitely out of the norm for my podcasting history. Like, up until now, I like to run a tight ship when it comes to podcasting, which is why I think I'm the Bert of our podcast relationship here. Because I'm always like, oh, we have to hit this mark. We have to do that. We have to make sure that... Yeah.
I've been there, and I don't want to do it anymore. I just want to talk about things that interest me, and then just be done with it.
I was curious about something. How far away are we from the next season of Schitt's Creek?
Should be in the fall?
Oh, this fall? It's coming back already?
Oh, wait, no, it just stopped airing. It might be early next year.
Okay. So, I fell in love with this show.
Worst case is January.
Okay.
But best case, it might be in fall. I don't remember their schedule.
So, I fell in love with the show, and Dee and I have been watching it pretty much nonstop, just trying to catch up. Usually when we do that, the show is just about to come back or something like that, and we're like, oh, let's catch up with these episodes before the new season starts. We didn't think this through this time, and we ended up watching all the episodes. And by the time we got to the season finale of the most recent season, season 4, I believe, right?
On Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so there's a season 5 that hasn't hit Netflix yet?
Yep.
Oh, that's good news. Okay.
Yeah, and that'll hit soon-ish.
Good. As long as it exists, that's fine. I can find it. That's great.
I was getting ready to say don't spoil because it's not on there. But I realize now that you're talking. So there's season 5 that literally just finished airing.
Great. Okay.
And then, so then season 6 is going to be end of the year, if not probably January. I don't know. So something like that.
So they'll probably push
also, there's a Christmas special.
Where does that fall? Is that after season 4?
It's between 4 and 5.
Awesome. Okay.
But it's mostly flashbacks.
Okay.
It's good. It's kind of a bottle episode.
I mean, I admire a good clip show. I don't mind that at all. I miss that.
No. It's not a clip show.
Oh, Okay.
It's them flashing back to when they were terrible.
Oh, nice.
Like, and them doing, yeah. So they're like, let's go back to being awful for an episode or bits of an episode.
I mean, they did have a lot more fun when they were all terrible people. Moira's still pretty terrible, but all right. So this is within the statute of limitations of spoiler territory where I can talk about season 4 freely without feeling guilty.
I think so.
Okay, cool. So
I would say because that one's been out for like a year.
Yeah.
And I kind of consider a year to be the I would say if you are watching Schitt's Creek, maybe, hit that little skippy skip button for a few seconds, but I think it's fine.
I'll make it quick and I won't drop anything too heavy or whatever. It was just, I more want to discuss like the way I set myself up to fail today, centered around Schitt's Creek, because, all right, I fall asleep during shows and I'm like marathoning sometimes. So we got to the end of season 4 and I didn't realize it was like the season finale or whatever. So I just conked out. I'm like, okay, whatever. And half hour passes. I wake up because it got quiet and Dee's like, do you want me to tell you what happened? I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, oh, that was the end. That's it. We're out of episodes. And I just, of course did my shaking fist no scream. And then I'm like, no, I want to see it. I'll catch up. I want to see it for myself. So I ended up watching it before I went to work today. And that finale for season 4 was just so earnest and so beautiful because it gave us something that we normally don't see. And I mean, I think it's fair enough.
You know what it was? It was simply the best.
Yes, it was better than all the rest. Without giving away too much, it centered around David, and he's always basically just looking for someone to understand him and to just somebody to love him for who he is, and it explored that in such a way that it got me. It really just got me deep in my soul, and I shed a tear, man. I was rolling a tear on that thing. It was just so beautiful. What
I find beautiful about it is as the show is evolving, it goes, okay, the worst thing in your life led to the best thing in your life. Yeah. And that's what to me this whole show has been about.
When I first started watching it now, I was scared that it was going to be just like, the same basic premise over and over again, every episode. Like, I thought it was going to be a Gilligan's Island situation. They're trying to leave the motel rather, and they can't get out and all their plans fail and everything stays the same. I was surprised when they started growing, when they started to change. I would not
recommend a show like that because I do not like shows like that. Like 99% of the time. There are some that I still like, say a traditional sitcom like That 70 Show or something like that, where it's like it's not really a lot of change. Like it is that sitcom reset happens a lot.
Right.
But most of the time, I want growth. I want something better from the show, something bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a great show, man. It
really
good.
is. And I should have expected more out of Eugene Levy because I know that he usually only gets involved in projects that are really interesting. But when it was paired up with Chris Elliott, Chris Elliott plays the same character no matter what he's in, basically.
He's gross.
He is.
He's always gross, and it's difficult to deal with him.
He does that very effectively.
Great at it. And so, it's not an insult. He's great at it.
When I approached this show and it was called Schitt's Creek and his name is Roland Schitt, I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be about their relationship with him and his family. Oh. Fortunately, it diverted away from that fairly early on.
They use him just enough that it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they know how big he is. They know how big this character is.
Yeah. So I like that. And I like the fact, even he's kind of grown a little bit too. Like he's softened up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Where you kind of understand why they have an affinity for him in this town.
It's such an interesting show. And just some of the ideas that they had behind it, like Dan Levy, who plays David, saying, well, I wanted to make a town where something like homophobia just doesn't exist.
Right.
Like no one in this town is discriminating against them because they're too, like, you know, like because he's in a same-sex relationship or anything like that. That is, there's little things like that until it was pointed out to me, I was like, oh my God, that's true. Like, they made a small town where this isn't a thing. And I love that. I just love little tweaks like that where it's like, yeah, why, we don't need to tell that story. Why don't we just tell like an interesting love story? Why don't we just tell an interesting story about, you know, getting your life together? Like it doesn't have to be dramatic and crazy. It can be just sweet and it's just something special about it.
There really is. And it's got heart. It really does. And I'm glad that I gave it a shot. I'm glad that I stuck with it past the premise because it's got a lot going on. But yeah, that kind of just like ruined my day. Because I'm like, man, all right, I am just emotionally spent now, first thing in the morning. And now I have to go in and deal with coworkers whom I love, in case any of them are listening, very much. All day long. I don't
love you. I don't know you, but I don't love you.
I just had to carry that baggage with me all day. And, you know, it was a finely crafted episode and a great show all around. I love it. I love it so much. But we've talked about this on the show so much. I want to talk about something else with you. Something that we actually were asked by our listener friend Kara. She wanted us to talk about Harry Potter houses or something like that.
Okay, so So I made note of this, and I was going to talk about last week, but it just got away from us, and I wanted to give it to. So I posted something on my Instagram stories about claiming someone for Hufflepuff, like claiming someone as Hufflepuff. And I don't remember exactly who it is, but either way. So I said that, and Kara was like, oh my God, are you a Hufflepuff? Yeah, I'm a Hufflepuff. And she was like, yeah, I'm a Hufflepuff. So Kara's a Hufflepuff.
Nice.
And and I said, Matt's a Hufflepuff too.
That I am.
But he didn't know that until I told him. Until I was like, no, you're a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, because I was claiming Ravenclaw for a good minute.
You're not a Ravenclaw, man.
I mean, I like their colors though, man. I rep Ravenclaw.
This is the thing. And this is how I figured this out too, because I used to think I was a Gryffindor or maybe a Slytherin. And that's not true. Like, it's not it. The whole thing is, okay, so you might like the colors of a certain house or there's a thing with Ravenclaw right now that I've noticed. And anyone who, like, and I'm not saying this is you or this is even our listeners, because there are legit Ravenclaws out there, but there are a lot of people who think they're Ravenclaws because they're like, I'm smart or I read books or whatever. And I'm like, no. You have to be a fucking weirdo. Like, Luna is a Ravenclaw.
Sure.
She is brilliant and awesome, and she is weird as shit. Like, I think that there is a weirdness to Ravenclaw. And my best friend Allie, she pointed that out when I was like, am I a Ravenclaw? And she's like, no, you're not. You're not weird enough. Like, because she's a Ravenclaw hardcore. And when she said that, I was like, oh yeah, you are weird. That totally clicks. She's like, no, you're a Hufflepuff. You work way too much. You're way too, that minded. You're obsessed with loyalty and doing good and, being that little honey badger kind of thing. So that's why I was like, the more I got to know you and you were wearing Ravenclaw and stuff, I'm like, you're not a Ravenclaw. You're a Hufflepuff. But in particular, the hardworking thing. Like, that's what, okay. If you were to sum up Hufflepuffs, okay, it's loyalty, working your ass off without necessarily claiming the credit, without wanting to be number one, and you're obsessed with snacks because you're right near the kitchen. Hufflepuffs love snacks. They love to eat. That is... You literally have a whole bit called Resnaculous. I was like, dude, you're a Hufflepuff.
I'm literally right next to the kitchen, too. That's kind of neat.
Yeah,
but at the same time, when I did the Pottermore test the first time, I got sorted into Ravenclaw. When I did it the second time, it confirmed that I am, in fact, a Hufflepuff. So I claim
this
like
is the problem.
Huffleclaw.
That test is, that test is not completely accurate. Like, I don't like that test because I also got Ravenclaw.
Okay.
And I just know, like, I'm not a Ravenclaw.
Hmm.
If it would have given me something else, I would have believed it. But, you know, so Kara and I were talking about this very briefly. We were kind of going, okay, looking at the world, looking at people in the world. Mm-hmm. What do you think a majority of people are, if you had to guess? What do you think a majority of people within your orbit, not necessarily your friends, but just people walking around, whatever, let's say average American, what do you think they are?
Slytherin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that 100%. So that's what we were saying. Like, okay, most people are Slytherins. And they are ambitious. They want what they want. And they will do what they have to do to get it. And then we have some Gryffindors who are super brave and athletic and the jock types. We have some Ravenclaws. I would argue we need more. Mm-hmm. But we don't have enough Hufflepuffs. And you want Hufflepuffs in the world. Hufflepuffs, this is why, like, I don't even want to say it's the best house. We need all of the houses. That's the thing. And that's such a Hufflepuff thing to say. But either way, like everyone's like, I want to be the best house. I want to win this and that. No, I don't give a shit about winning. That's not the point. The point is, I want more people to go out into the world and to say, I value loyalty. I value hard work. I value treating people with kindness. I value equality and fairness and snacks. Like, who doesn't want that? Like, that to me is what people should be. So that's kind of the discussion that Kara and I were having, and and at that point she was like, you need to discuss this on the podcast. So I was like, okay, I'll make note of it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can agree with most of that. I think it's true that most people do act in self-preservation, but there's certain traits that just like surpass every house. I mean, they influence every house and everybody, really. You know,
we're all a mixture of all of it.
Sure,
for sure.
Yeah, there's just certain traits that stand out more than others.
And there's like Slytherin is not an inherently evil or whatever house. Like there are Slytherins who change the world for good. Like their ambition helps mold and change the world.
Sure.
You know, it just depends on what you do with that thing. But there are, I don't know. I'm just like, goddamn, Slytherins all around me. Like snakes.
Gotta watch out for them Slytherins.
Well, it's like, you know, people, you know, I'm sure you encounter this a lot where you meet people and they're like, well, I really want to go to college or I really want to go be an artist or a teacher or whatever. Like, you know, something that is enriching lives. And they're like, but no, I'm going to business school. Because I can't make money doing the other thing.
Right.
And that just made, you know, or I can't, you know, I gotta go be a lawyer because that's good money or what. Like, I've heard that so many times and it depresses me so much.
What about Marshall? Marshall was a lawyer.
Yeah, but Marshall was a Hufflepuff.
That's true.
Marshall was a Hufflepuff. It's all about
those sandwiches.
And it wasn't about. So Marshall being a lawyer, even though he did go into like corporate law, he never truly lost his Hufflepuff nature because he inevitably went and did environmental law. Like he did end up, and then he ended up like finding a way to use his skills that he learned in corporate law to help environmental law.
That is where he wanted to get to. And by the way, folks, we're back to dipping into How I Met Your Mother. Again,
great. So he's a good example of someone who took the skills of another house, of Barney Slytherin. Like, if he would have just gone straight into environmental law, he would have just had that soft heart. Like, you know, he never lost that completely, but he evolved enough to where he could maintain it. So he had some bite to him. But he could do it for a good reason.
This is actually a good mental exercise. So I encourage our listeners to send us your favorite fictional character, and we will sort them into a Harry Potter house.
Oh, Allie and I do this all the time. It's so much fun.
I want to play. This sounds fun, man.
Throw out a fictional character. I'll tell you what they are.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do that for the listeners on another episode.
Don't give me don't give us like a whole list. Like give us one. Maybe go, this is my favorite character from a TV show.
Right.
Like Leslie Knope, for example. Like you go, Leslie Knope's my favorite character. Okay. Leslie Knope, Hufflepuff, y'all.
Absolute Hufflepuff.
Yep.
With the
100%.
waffles? Yeah.
There will be arguments for Gryffindor. Even Leslie herself wants to be Gryffindor. This is what I'm talking about. People have shame of being a Hufflepuff. No. What she even though she is ambitious, even though she is brave, what she values more than anything in life is being kind to her friends and waffles.
That's right.
Like that is her hierarchy of like friendship, love, waffles, work. That is Hufflepuff.
Ben Wyatt, though? He's definitely Ravenclaw. Because he even gets the snack thing wrong.
No, he is.
He's all about...
I was briefly contemplating Gryffindor because he is very brave. He does take risks. You know, he was Icetown Clown.
Yeah.
So maybe when he was... But yeah, no, he is... No, I agree. He's Ravenclaw.
He's got very weird habits, for sure.
He's weird. Yeah, his little videos that he makes, for sure.
The Batman outfit, Cones of Dunshire. Yeah, definitely Ravenclaw.
He's a Ravenclaw. Nobody loves accounting that much and isn't a Ravenclaw.
Right.
Yeah. So you can, I mean, it's fun. It's a fun exercise, and that's a fun way to view the world. You know, just having extensive discussions about, because it's covering all of these different aspects of humanity. And, you know, if you read further into the houses, you know, it's like Avatar, where it's like earth, fire, water, air, you know, like they all represent something. They all mean something. And
everything was great until the Fire Nation attacked.
Exactly. Goddamn Gryffindor. BT Dubs, we are Earth. We are Earth Nation. That's what Hufflepuff is.
That's what they are. That's what we are.
Yeah. See, no, we're ground Earth. We're the down to earth ones. That's what it was last time I looked on the wiki for Harry Potter. But anyway.
So there's that. We've gotten that out of the way.
Yes.
Moving on, talking about a little bit of Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
I want to know what you think about this show, because I'm excited.
I haven't watched all of it. I should preface that. I've watched 3 episodes. So I'm very intrigued by it. I like it. I like the music. The music is really good.
Oh,
so far.
Yeah, it's excellent.
It's weird. I like the weird, though. Like, it's a good weird.
It is weird. And I think that's just the perfect word to describe the majority of things that take place on this show. It's beautifully crafted. Yeah,
I had a thing where I didn't want to watch it because I knew the My Chemical Romance guy was a part of it. Like, I don't know if that's reasonable or not, but it's not even like I hated My Chemical. I just don't. Look, the fans are annoying. That's what I'll say. And I will say that I am a fan of things that the fans are annoying.
Oh, yeah. Same.
Like, it's not the, you know, the fans just got on my nerves. So yeah, I've started watching that. Ellen
Page is a delight.
Yes. I mean this in no way of like commenting on someone's weight or anything, because like people are all shapes and sizes and good. She looks a little bit unhealthy in it, and I wonder if that was done for a reason. I don't want, like, that's what I meant. Like, I wonder if it's like the character and done on purpose, because clearly this character seems like depressive and like has a lot. So I don't know if it's on purpose or if it's just her.
I think it is. I really do, because, you know, the more you get into it, you'll see.
Sometimes I see her and I'm kind of worried about her, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But, I mean, that's her private, like, whatever. Yeah. Whether it's the character or not, that's her private business, and she's fine. But, like, you know, clearly she's fine. She's doing okay, guys.
She's doing all right.
Yeah, she's doing just fine. But, yeah, no, I'm convinced, and this is, I don't know, so A, no one tell me, and B, no one accuse me of spoilers because I'm just guessing. I think she's the villain of the story. That's my guess right now, 3 episodes in. Maybe I'm just rooting for short people. She's actually shorter than me. I looked it up.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Okay. Interesting.
She's like 5'1".
Holy beans. I didn't know that. Okay.
I'm 5'2", bitches. What up?
So you got that over. That's what's up.
I do.
Yeah.
And that is all I have. And I will hold it over her forever. I wish I knew that in high school when people were like, you look like Ellen Page. You look like Ellen Page. Like all the time. And I could be like, well, guess what? I'm taller than that bitch. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't an insult. It was just a...
That's okay.
I mean, in all fairness, I had a red hoodie. It wasn't like, why did I do that? That's too Juno. Like
much too Juno.
I liked red.
At least you didn't go full Juno and start having a thing for Michael Cera. You know, that's
Ugh. No, never go full Juno. That was a really intense reaction to Michael Cera, but you know what? It was warranted.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he leans into that too, so it's not like it's that bad.
Did you watch? You've never seen Twin Peaks, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, this is...
A lot of our listeners are screaming at their listening devices right now, I'm sure. But no, I've yet to see Twin Peaks.
Okay, so the original Twin Peaks is a lot of fun. The new Twin Peaks that came back in 2017 is... People defend it like crazy. I don't know what the fuck that was. And if you liked it, please explain it to me. Explain why I should like it other than a couple of small moments. But either way, Michael Cera was on the new Twin Peaks.
Really?
Yes.
That's a surprise. Okay.
Okay. It was for me too, bud. And guess what? He shows up and he's on a motorcycle.
A motorcycle? That's a brave. Okay.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
He's got a pencil mustache.
Oh, he's got that mustache. Oh, man. Oh, no, there's more.
He is dressed like Marlon Brando and on the waterfront with the hat and the leather jacket. Wait. He's doing a full-blown Marlon Brando impression.
I don't want any more. This is way too much already.
And his name, oh my god, hold on, I have to look up the character's name because it's fucking stupid too.
Okay.
Why don't you go ahead and take some shots in the dark of dumb names?
Yeah, Michelin Winterbottom.
That is not it.
No, Morton
Downey. What if it was, though? What if it was? Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Of all the things, Michelin Winterbottom.
Too far.
Sylvester Marvelous.
I thought you were going to say Stallone. I'm like, there you go. You got it.
That's the name.
That's the one.
Just incredible.
Okay. No. His name is Wally Brando.
Wally.
He's literally called Wally Brando. I'm gonna send you a picture of how fucking stupid he looks in this. If someone wants to defend Twin Peaks in this nonsense, go for it.
I'm interested now.
I want to hear it.
Because this sounds completely like a waste of time.
Oh, the new one? I would say it is. The original, no way. It's amazing. Okay.
I'm concerned about Deadwood now because everybody's like, oh my god, Deadwood's coming back. It's coming back. It's going to have a movie to finish everything off.
You can never go back.
You can never go back.
That's the problem.
You
can never go back. And here's the thing. At least Deadwood is going from HBO to HBO. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This was ABC. Was it ABC originally, I think? Network television to Showtime.
Yeah.
So Showtime was not allowed to put any limits on David Lynch. So all of a sudden you're going from a soap opera with some sci-fi, fantasy, weird undertones, that David Lynchness, and that's what was on the original, which I loved because it was like soap opera, to just batshit crazy. That didn't make any sense. That would have long bouts of silence. That, I mean, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I did watch the end and I thought the end was cool, but there were a couple of moments. But it was very much like, you think it's going to be this? We're going to give you that. I'm like, it doesn't have to be fan service, but I feel like it should be half of the show, at least half of the show, if not more than half of the show. Oh God, Kyle MacLachlan, the main character, he's not playing the same guy that he was in the original series.
Oh, that's weird.
He's playing someone else.
And they never address it. They probably like give some type of nod to it, right?
No, they do. It makes sense, but it doesn't. Like, it makes sense, but it wasn't a wise choice, in my opinion.
Okay.
I'm sending you a picture of Wally Brando.
Wow.
Because this is... Yeah. But no, so you're like, I'm intrigued by this now.
I am.
You're gonna go watch it? You're not gonna watch it.
I'm not gonna watch it. I have so much to catch up on. Like, I have to watch Trailer Park Boys for the 5th time, which I've never actually admitted out loud to anyone. I have a love-hate relationship with that.
Is that controversial?
No, it's such a bad show. Like, it's straight up.
I've seen like 2 episodes of it.
Yeah. Did you like it?
Clearly not. I watched 2 episodes of it.
And there's like over 100 episodes of this show out there. It's probably one of the longest running Canadian produced shows of all time. And like,
is it still in the air?
It's still coming on. Like, Netflix bought the rights to it. Or they started, paying for production for the current seasons. They have a season out now that's all animated. I don't know where this fandom is for Trailer Park Boys, but no one within my circle, no one is a fan of this show. So much so that I feel like just terrible watching it. I know that it's supposed to be bad,
I think Ryan and Eric like it.
Okay.
They like it, but I
get kind of the vibe that it's the same fandom that likes Letterkenny, which I've never seen, but
I don't know what that is.
The clips that I've seen, I can't even describe it. I can't do it justice. But a lot of people.
Well, that's me trying to describe it. 2017 Twin Peaks. I'm like, I don't know how to. There was a ball of light and like it. I don't know. Time. Would this time mean anything? I don't know. The smoking man. I don't know.
Oh my God, why does he have Wally on his fucking jacket?
Dude. Tip of the fucking iceberg.
Tip of the peak.
Yes. Every episode I'm going, why? And the part that sucks, and this is, I've heard people describe this. And when we post this episode, we will post that photo with it so you guys can see. So I'm sure that you experienced this, but like I've heard stories about people who were older who went to see Phantom Menace, the episode 1, when Star Wars came back for that first time. And they went to see it and they were like, oh, they were so excited to watch it. And then they saw it and they got out of the theater like, oh man, it was awesome. And then they slowly were just like, but man, that was a bit of chlorians. That was kind of, I don't know about that.
But wait a minute.
And then it was just that slow, like the balloon just slowly letting the air out. That was the first episode of Twin Peaks for me, where I was like, it's genius.
Well, I think I told you.
Genius. And I'm like, and then in retrospect, and then the more I watched it, the more I was like, and my dad would sit in the background and be like, what the fuck are you watching?
I think I told you my experience with Phantom Menace was I saw it once and I'm like, I should like this. And so I went to go see it again just to reconfirm, like, oh, I didn't like that so
feeling
much.
Where you're like, I don't know, man.
Like, it's Star Wars. I should be happy about this. And then I'm like, no. Not so much.
It's like when you're with someone, you're like, I should be in love. But you're not. So you're just like, you know what? If I just give it like 5 more years, it'll work out.
Yeah.
No? Yeah? No? Everyone's like cutting too close to the core. Too real.
I mean, I feel
real.
like with the relationship thing too, like a lot of people get hung up on the path that a relationship should take. When in actuality, it's all about the path that you're comfortable with, that your significant other is comfortable with, or your partner's comfortable with. If you guys stay together for 10 years and you're cool, don't let anybody like poison that, man. That's like, it frustrates me so much. The amount of people that just try to wiggle their way in between two folks just to put in their 2 cents.
What do you mean?
Like, when folks have been together for a long time and they're like, oh, wedding bells in your future. Like,
oh, yeah.
Nobody...
Or like, when are you going to have kids? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that?
Exactly. I can see if like you're friends with one of the parties in the relationship and you're like, hey, do you think that you guys are going to get married at some point or something like that? Then that's cool. But just being that smarmy coworker, there they are again, just dipping your toe in somebody else's business, all loud and proud about it, saying, you guys have been together for a while. Yeah. You better hook that and reel that in before she gets away. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
Better get your possession.
Yeah.
Get it quick.
Right.
You better dominate her.
If you like it, you better put a ring on
culture.
it.
Yeah. Like, Patriarchy. Fun.
Or just even like gassing up the lady in the relationship, or
yeah,
just like, hey, you know what, if he
like,
doesn't marry you by this
happy.
time, obviously he's not really committed. It's like, bitch, we've been together for 10 years. That's commitment.
It's a weird thing that I think is kind of going away, but it was a thing where it's like, if you're not, are you even serious? I mean, it's not even 10 years anymore. It's like a couple of years. Like, I've seen this happen with, family members and friends and stuff where it's like, oh, you've been together a couple of years. Why aren't you engaged? Why aren't you married? And then it's, why don't you have kids? Why don't you have another kid? It just, you can't make other people happy. No. Like, with that kind of thing.
And if they're projecting, they're living vicariously through your relationship, or just negging with what they think is the proper way things should be done in the society.
If it's you and me, and like, let's say you're not married, but you've been with Dee for a while, I can like fuck with you and be like, when are you gonna put a ring on that? When are you gonna get married? When are you gonna
like, make her an honest woman? Like,
yeah. Because that's how I talk. Yeah. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I have a cigar hanging out of my mouth the entire time, every episode. Just. That's how I attract the dames. Yeah.
This is legit my favorite thing you do. Okay, please continue.
What? That's the one?
That's the one that gets me every time. Like, really? It never fails. That always gets me. It's the fast talking high pants.
Yeah. That's a weird one, but I'll keep that in mind.
You keep that in your back pocket. I'll immediately forget,
man. Then I'll do it next time and be like, why do you think that's so funny? Like, because that's how I roll.
I thought I saw Wreck-It Ralph 2, and I thought it was okay.
I haven't seen it.
I pulled a Dimitri Martin, and I was like, Wreck-It Ralph 2 is okay.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Well, Dimitri Martin had a joke about doing graffiti, or, just putting his own little quirky spin on graffiti, and he joked about tagging up a bathroom with the words Toy Story 2 was just okay. Like a controversial opinion.
I like that.
So Wreck-It Ralph 2, it was just okay.
Just okay. Okay, gotcha.
I laughed at certain moments, but the one that got me, there was this bellhop character that popped in and out sometimes, and he just straight up talked like one of those stereotypical bellhops from those movies in the 40s and 50s. Mm-hmm. He called him Jackson at one point. Miss? Yeah, carry a bag, Jackson. I was like,
you need your bag?
He said Jackson. I died. That's straight
Jackson,
up died.
Yeah.
That got me. So yeah, that's what it is. That's all it takes right there. I can't go back and watch any of those old films because I will just be laughing the entire time.
Well, I messaged you last week and I was like, I shouldn't have done so many dumb fucking. This is the like the thing where you go and you lay down for bed. And you go, remember that time 7 years ago when you said that thing that wasn't exactly what you meant, but you said it and it was so stupid. Like how you beat yourself up over dumb shit you said in the past.
Oh yeah.
I realize that I say this and some people are like, oh yeah, I totally do that. And then some people just go, like when you say, I've had, I call up a help number and then I say I love you and then hang up by accident. And then I'm just dead inside for like the rest of the week. So that like, and then I'll remember it 5 years later when I'm trying to get to sleep and I'm like, oh God damn it, why'd you do that? Why'd you, you're so stupid. So that was kind of me a little bit. last week with like doing voices and stuff, and you were like, "That's half the reason I agreed to do this podcast." Was I just want funny voices? You promised me funny voices.
You did. That was how you got me to sign up. Like, we're gonna do funny voices on our podcast. I'm like, sold.
I was like, man, we're gonna discuss really intense and cool things because we always have these great conversations. We're gonna talk about race and sexism and like politics and all this stuff. And then I'm like, but I can also do voices. like, yeah, sold voices. Mm-hmm. What about the other stuff? Wait, I never agreed to that.
Serious stuff. Oh no.
No.
That doesn't get us listeners. No.
That's a mistake. But yeah, that killed. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway, so dwelling on the past. Is that what we're talking about now? Oh, is this there? Okay.
All right. I think we got time for one more thing. I wanted to ask you about this note that you made because I have no idea what it means, and I'm a little afraid to ask. But the mystery walker. The mystery walker. Okay. This is fun. This has been a thing for a while. Now, I will preface with saying I took a picture of the situation. I will not post the picture publicly just because I don't think that's cool. Okay. Even though it's not like it's not offensive in any way or anything. I'll explain. Okay. So there's been this thing that I've noticed for a while, and my dad has noticed it too. Like we'll leave the neighborhood, like go out, and sometimes we'll be in the car together, usually separate. I'll go to class, I'll go run an errand, whatever, and I will see this woman walking. And like this is well over a year. This woman power walking around the neighborhood, headphones on, like full out workout gear, just aggressively power walking. Short, like small woman, but like she is just like she's power walking. Like she's in good shape and everything like that. Like it's just like this. Her shoulders are back. Like she looks like she's gonna fuck shit up. Like it's just that is the stance that she has with this power walk. And so, but here's the thing. So I'll go to class or whatever, or I'll go run errands, and it'll be an hour or hour and a half, whatever. I'll come back. She's still walking. Wow. She's out in the Florida heat midday, which is, you should not be doing that. She's walking. This is any day, like every day of the week. And I can't figure out her schedule. I can't figure out her time because it seems like she is always out there. So this has become a thing with my dad and I, where we'll text each other at like a light or whatever, be like, saw the mystery walker. Saw the lady. Guess who's outside? The lady. So this is what happens. So Thursday or Tuesday, I'm going to class. And I'm not in the region where I see the mystery walker. Like, I am way further away from the region where I see the mystery walker. Okay. And I stop at a light. I'm just like listening to my podcast or whatever. I look to my left. She's walking onto a fucking highway. No. She's walking onto a highway, Matt. A highway. Oh, no. There's got to be footage out there somewhere.
This woman, first of all, I think she might have some sort of like addiction to exercise or something, because like it seems excessive. Like at a certain point you're not doing anything for your body. Like you're just exhausting yourself. Your body does not want to do that. Like it needs to rest. Right. And I was just like, what is happening? What is happening? I texted my dad. I texted in all caps. I said, she's on the fucking highway. What? She's walking onto the highway. I managed to snap a quick picture. Luckily, there was no car next to me. I could snap a quick picture, and then I had to go. And then I had to go to class. So I don't know. First of all, what is this path that she's taking? How far is she going? Why is she going for such an extended period of time? Wait,
she's had to have made it before, because I mean she's alive, so she's got to know what she's doing.
I kind of like that. You're right. Or this is the first time she's doing it, and she's just finally like, I welcome death. I'm done. I welcome it. Come get me. Come get me, Lord. Maybe this is the last sighting of the mystery walker.
Wow.
So I took a picture of her, and okay. So here's the thing. I wish I could post the picture of the mystery walker. You don't see her face. It's just her back.
Okay.
But the reason that I don't want to post it is because I don't want people to think if you're outside working out, if you're outside just like walking, that like some asshole is going to take a picture of you and post it online.
Okay.
I don't, so like I don't see, when I see people out walking or exercising, like whether they are in great shape or overweight or whatever, I'm like, good for you. You go. Like you go,
yeah.
go. I'm happy for you. I don't want anyone to think that there's people out there, like, cause it's so self-conscious to do that. I've been there. I don't want anyone taking a picture of me, but like I had to because, and the reason that I'm going to send this to you, there's a giant "do not enter." It's an entrance, and it just says "do not enter," and you can't see her face, so it's not like it's someone you could identify. But
Right.
I just don't want people to think that, like, because I hate that. I hate that people don't have privacy nowadays. I hate that they don't have that. But it's so funny. This woman who is just,
I mean,
walking.
I've seen more revealing things go viral, so it's not like, it's not like you're a terrible person for taking the picture. It's like you had to take a picture because you had to see it to believe it.
Okay, I felt like I had to take the picture. I do not have to post the picture.
Right.
That's my thing.
Right,
and like
right.
it's not. I'm not mocking her like physically in any, like she's, like I say in the picture, like she's in great shape. Like, but.
It's a motivational poster right there. Wrong way. Do not enter. I obey no man's signs. And then she's going. She's going.
I don't understand this, man. This is ridiculous. For her to take that is just highway. What is she doing? What's happening?
I mean, this is straight up a meme right here. It just needs top text, bottom text.
I can't do it either. That's why I can't do it either, because I'm like, nah, son. But isn't it
it's
hilarious?
Not
How,
it's like motivational straight
just
up.
describing it, how she's walking up and it says "wrong way, do not enter." Like, it is literally telling you this is death. Only death is past this line.
She's like, fuck your standards.
And that's what she's got that stance where her shoulders are so like staunch back. She's like, fuck it, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm tired of your shit. I'm done. Let's do this.
I like it. And there's no cars on the road at all. That's
there's
really
not
cool.
Right then, but like there are cars that go through there. It's just it is intense, and I don't. I think she's dead.
Like in her mind, she's probably thinking, "I'll probably make it." Yeah.
I think I might have taken a picture of a dead woman.
Oh no. It's going to be evidence in some trial. Oh shit. They're going to hear this podcast. This is going to be like the straw that broke the camel's back. They're going to be trying to work this case. It's like, what happened to this woman? When was the last time she was seen? And all of a sudden, it's going to be on My Favorite Murder. You're going to be like, oh shit, son, I have a picture.
Yeah. I just love, this is going to be my hometown murder. I just love the idea of, it's the equivalent of you're driving past the ocean and you're like, oh man, that guy's wearing a suit and he's just walking straight in. He's just done.
Man.
He has a briefcase. What's happening?
It's just falling down live. That's all.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking movie. It probably hasn't aged well at all.
Is that the Douglas one?
Yeah, that's the one where Michael Douglas just says, fuck it. And just like,
yeah, that movie. So I watched it. Talk about not aging well, because I watched that movie at like 14 or 15. I was like, if I really had to, okay, I'm still crying, laughing from the other thing. If I really had to sum up me as a 14, 15-year-old, it would be me watching Falling Down with Michael Douglas, my dad going, this is a great movie, man. This is a great movie. You need to watch this. And I get like 15 minutes in and I'm like, nope, this man has an anger problem. He needs to go to therapy. This is not healthy. This is not a healthy environment. This is not a healthy person. We are glorifying a very bad person right now. I don't like it. I don't want to watch it. And I stopped. I never finished it. because I was like, nope, this is unhealthy. I can't do it. This is not good. I'm already worried about getting shot in school. Like, it's
a straight up, like, male power fantasy, no doubt about it.
It is, and I think even then I was like, nope, not buying it, not into it. Even though I get it, like I get why it's I'd be curious to see what someone who loved it thought of it now, because I couldn't see it. I could only see it through my eyes of that time when I tried to watch it. I'd be genuinely curious if someone's like, I loved this movie when it came out, and then they watch it now. How does it age?
I did. Like, I totally loved it, but that was like, I was super young when I saw it too. I think I saw it when it first came out on video, like after the theatrical release and it came home. I think that's when I first saw it, and I'm just like, yeah, this guy's just telling it like it is. Yeah, he's just like giving people a piece of his mind. And
there are plenty of problematic movies or whatever that you watched and you loved it, and you could still love it, but you have to acknowledge, like, ooh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Like, I love 16 Candles, but I watched that movie and I'm like, oh, why? That's a mistake.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, we kind of touched on this in another episode, but that's the state of most rom-coms. It's just like, dudes are a little bit over affectionate. Can't take no for an answer. But it's so romantic at the time. Until you stop to think about where they end up 30 years from now. What if she had said no?
One of my absolute favorite romantic comedies as a kid, and I still love this movie, even though it is so problematic, is The Runaway Bride, which was the one with Julia Roberts and Richard Gere.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's going as he... So it's a bunch of dudes tell him that this woman is a man-eater and that she's terrible because she wouldn't marry them. Like, that movie is so messed up. And then it's like Richard Gere and Julia Roberts, like, they should get married immediately. It's like, you know what? No, maybe you shouldn't.
I mean, you're kind of bearing the lead here too. This is the second bite at the apple for Pretty Woman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this is like, you know what? We like their cringy relationship in the first thing they did
have
together.
Such good chemistry.
Let's bring them back in an even worse situation.
I don't know if it's worse, but it's not great.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. But
There's at least thing in that movie, though, that is so in Runaway Bride that I think is so accurate. It's weird because I just talked about this the other day. The eggs thing. Did you see Runaway Bride?
I have not seen Runaway Bride.
Okay.
Like, I saw the trailer enough times where I know the basic full plot of the film.
Okay. It's okay. There's a whole thing in the movie where Richard Gere, because he's a reporter, he's asking because it's 3 men that she left at the altar. Mm-hmm. And she's getting ready to marry she's engaged to a new guy. And, like, it's about that, so he asks every guy, how did she like her eggs? I don't remember how he got that idea, but and every time it's just like me.
Oh.
Sunny side up. Just like me, scrambled. Just like me, Benedict. And the whole thing is, like, at the end of the movie, she gets all these eggs and she's like, I finally figured out what I like. Like, so they're like, but here's the thing though. I was just talking about this the other day. I'm like, people totally do that. Like, women especially, I've noticed, like, they get into a relationship and they're like, I like what you like. I like it. It's cool. I like football. Football is fun. Let's do football. And they hate it. They hate it. Like, some women love it, but, like, there are a lot of things that people do to make that person like them or to impress them or whatever. And it's so messed up because it's like the whole thing was like she didn't even know what she liked. It's a
balance.
Say.
It really is. It's truly a balance.
It's the extreme version of that, but like that's a real thing that people do.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, another example of that is Ann Perkins when she had all the boxes from her different relationships that she was selling at a garage sale or a yard sale or something like that.
Yeah, where she goes like that was my cowboy phase. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like everybody goes through that to an extent with a relationship. Like,
oh, for sure.
You get in a relationship and it's new and it's fun and they're into something that you're not into. And you know what? One of the coolest things that I think about being in a relationship is that you get to see the excitement in somebody's eyes when they tell you about something that they love that you've never heard about before. Like,
yeah,
with belly dance and D, it's like, I didn't give a fuck about belly dancing before D. And then she got into it and she was like, oh, let me tell you this and let me show you this thing I just learned and all that stuff. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm all in. I love belly dance, sisterhood. Yes. All of that. Wonderful. Bravo. And, she kind of did the same thing with me and wrestling and comics and all that stuff too. We both love video games. We just love different video games.
Well, you have to have the Venn diagrams cross over a couple times. Like, you gotta have that middle ground.
There's no like odd couple sort of scenario usually 100% of the time. So yeah, I mean, with every relationship you lose a little bit of yourself into that hobby the other person's into. But it's like when you go just full bore, when you go ham, when you lose your entire self in that relationship, then I can understand it getting a little frustrating and a little what I really liked was that was a mini, it was like, so the whole point that I was making was it's a problematic movie, but there was a really good, first of all, it's just a fun movie, but there was a really good mini thing where it's like, you don't even know who you are. You can't marry someone, Yeah. Like, it was really, anyway, it was an interesting thing. But, sure.
But yeah, no, that must be nice, sharing things with people. I'm going to see Avengers alone tomorrow.
Man. Update on that, by the way. I was telling Lex guys earlier that I was so disappointed. I was distraught because I wasn't going to be able to see Endgame on Friday, with my usual Avengers crew, which is, of course, D, Archie, and Jack Winnett. We've seen a big Marvel movie up until this one together, starting with like the first Avenger. Well, starting with Iron Man, actually. We all went to go see that together too. So we want to keep the streak alive, but the only time we could get tickets where 4 of us could go at a decent time was that Friday night. Unfortunately, fortunately, because it's really cool actually, I'm going to be on Patty Vasquez's show on WGN Radio that night as well.
Humble brag.
Well, she's cool people, and it's gonna be a great time. We're gonna be on there promoting Shy Nerd Fest. Check your local listings. And, she told us to be there at a certain time, and there's no way that 3 and change hour movie was going to wrap up in time enough to get me there to the radio station to be on the show.
Yeah.
Fortunately, my team understands. They go, look, Endgame is a big deal. There are 4 of us on the board, on the production team for Shy Nerd Fest. They're like, we'll do it. We're just going to give you a hard time on the air. You just come in when you can, and we'll just hit the ground running. I'm like,
that
cool.
Seems so late to be doing. I thought you were going to be doing like an AM one, like a.
Oh no, Patty's nighttime, because she's her
dark.
fan base is a little raunchy, and they have a lot of fun on air and stuff like that. So, it's a really cool show. If you haven't checked out Patty Vasquez, she's going to be part of Shy Nerd Fest as well. Her and Elliot Serrano, he works for, he's a reporter for the Chicago Sun-Times. And they're both super big nerds and super fun.
Cool.
They're going to be doing they have prizes and stuff too as well. They tend to get a little adult humory sometimes. So yeah,
that's cool.
The later at night, the better.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad that I was concerned. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I was too.
To see it? Like,
I was so distraught because I was like 4 tickets on the Friday, the night of. It's like almost
What time's
impossible.
Your show again?
7 p.m.
Yeah, that's why my brother got a 7 p.m. as well.
Nice.
6 o'clock for me.
And of course, I'm collecting those cool coins that they're putting out for every premiere. So
I'm disappointed that I didn't know that was a thing until now.
You know what? I caught on late because they started with Thor Ragnarok, and I didn't catch on until Black Panther. And so from there, I started getting them as I went on, and I worked my way back because a few friends had some spares.
How much does this go for on eBay?
Not that expensive actually. I've seen them go for like $12 or something like that. So, I mean, it's a solid coin too. It's really cool. I'll post a picture of the ones I have on our Instagram.
We'll do that as a part of the episode post, I think.
For sure. Okay.
For sure. Okay. So, graphic novel challenge?
Graphic novel challenge. So,
all right.
Yes, brought to you by Third Coast Comics right here in Chicago, Illinois. Get 10% off of your graphic novels mentioned on the show by mentioning the show.
By mentioning the show. All right, so last week I did Chew, Volume 1. I did the hardcover. Remember I said,
Nice.
like, I downloaded the digital one from the library or whatever?
Yeah.
But then I was like, let me grab that hardcover. Oh, God, it's such a good, like, I'm so glad I did. Because those hardcovers, if you're going to read Chew, get those hardcovers. Like, if you can get them, because they're just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a great way to read it. So I'm going Volume 2 this week. Because it's just as good as I remember it. I loved reading it. So I'm doing Chew Omnivore Edition Volume 2.
The Omnivore Edition.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well,
I actually
like
brought
that.
it into class and my professor was like, wait, what is that? And he's like, oh, that's cool. Like, that's magical realism. Like, yeah, it is.
That's really cool. So last week I ended up checking out The Tick because I was super psyched about season 2 of the show on Amazon, which is fantastic. Check that out if you haven't yet. I love the book. I've loved it ever since I was a wee lad. I've enjoyed The Tick, and it holds up. The artwork is stunning, man. Like, Ben Edlund really put his heart and soul into that. I've been saying that a lot this episode. Also, Heart and Souls, starring Robert Downey Jr. I hope that holds up because I really used to love that movie too.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh man, it's great. So Robert Downey Jr.
Is that the one with Molly Ringwald?
I don't know. Because I'm not really. Maybe I wasn't aware of her back then, but like Robert Downey Jr. Was a little boy who grew up haunted by like 4 ghosts from different time periods, and the reason that they were just haunting him is because they were like tied to him. Like, for some reason, they were, like, tied to his soul until they finished their unfinished business. And so he grows up, and he goes to, like, therapy to tune them out. But they're still there because they're legit ghosts.
Okay.
And so, of course, it becomes his mission to help, them finish their business so they can go to heaven. It's like The Sixth
Sense. Like, it was The Sixth Sense before The Sixth Sense. Like, that's groundbreaking. That's cool.
Yeah. It was I really enjoyed that movie back in the day. I hope it holds up. I want to check it out eventually.
By the way, just rewatched The Sixth Sense for the first time in years.
How'd that
totally holds up. Totally holds up.
Okay.
Even better. Like, I was like, oh my God, this movie's so good. Like, I forgot how good that movie is.
Like, a lot of people got hung up, the twist is where it's at. But all the little, like, hints that he put along the way were really cool, too.
That movie is airtight. Like, I was looking for him to mess up. Because I knew the twist. Like, and I've seen it so many times. Like, when I was younger, that was one that I watched over and over again. Oh man. When the scenes where, Toni Collette is walking around the house in her shoes, like, she shuffles. And it's just this like, something about the noise. His work with noise just freaks me out. It's so good. Anyway. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, it totally holds up. So revisit that. And then revisit Heart and Soul. Is that what you said? Heart and Soul?
Heart and Souls.
Okay. And then compare the two and send us notes and then we won't read them.
All right. But for this week, for my choice, I'm going to be actually doing something that we haven't done yet, which is, from time to time, Dark Horse kindly sends us review copies of books that they're putting out. And this is a series that has already wrapped up, but it's being collected in trade paperback form at the end of May based on the most recent God of War game. So I'm going to be checking out God of War from Dark Horse, the trade paperback. It collects the 5 issues of the God of War miniseries, and the artwork is pretty dope.
Did they sent you a trade?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Written by Chris Roberson.
Well, I knew that we got like
by
digital.
Tony Parker.
I've gotten digital, but like I've never gotten a trade.
Oh yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. So the foreword by Cory Barlog, the director of God of War.
God of War. I don't know if I did that. All right.
Maybe I'll finish the game finally too. I should probably do that.
Yeah, just like I should probably finish Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'm committed to finishing this game. I need you guys to hold me accountable. Make me finish God of War. Do not let me live it down. Don't let me get distracted by that lovely, distracting in a red dress Mortal Kombat 11 that just came out this week. That's currently downloading onto my machine.
Guess what, guys? I don't want you to hold me accountable for anything ever.
I need you to be my accountability buddies and make me finish God of War.
Okay. I'm not going to do that. I'm not participating. I don't care.
All right. I think that's all we got for this episode.
Yeah. Follow us on. Oh God, are we still have? Do we still have to have a Twitter?
For now. We'll hold on to it until all
okay. You might not get as good of a response on Twitter as you would on Facebook and Instagram. Mm-hmm. Because I am usually on Twitter, and I'm just gonna delete this fucking app from I can't stand Twitter, guys.
That's a whole nother episode.
No. I'm just saying it's bad for my brain. It makes me feel like I have worms in my brain. Like, it's just the worst. So, should we give out our email?
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while. So
I don't know if we ever have.
I don't think maybe not since the first couple. So let's do that right now. In addition to our website, which is escaping me at the moment.
LexandMattPod.com.
LexandMattPod.com. And then our email address is LexandMattExcellentAdventure@gmail.com. Notice the lack of a possessive S. LexandMattExcellentAdventures@gmail.com.
Hold on 1 second. I'm checking to make sure that website is right. I'm entering it in my phone. Okay, yes, LexandMattPod.com. Can we put a thing on there where they can email us from that link tree?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Well, yeah, okay. We'll try to figure that out. But that gives you access to all of our stuff. That's where you can get tickets too. The link for tickets is there. The link for, all of your, if you want to get the podcast on Spotify or Apple or whatever, if you want to recommend it to friends, if you want to give us a little rate, review, and subscribe. That helps us.
Be my lover.
You gotta get with my friends. We can't afford this song, so that's the way it is. Okay.
I'll tell you what I want. Okay, that's enough. I'm done.
Okay, yeah, no, it's good. Okay, so guys, that helps us. We've noticed you guys have been following through, but not all of you, so do it.
Yeah, you know who you are.
You know who you be.
Oh, man, This is fun. Thanks, guys, for listening. We're going to keep getting ready for the live show. Cross your fingers for us. Knock on wood. Come watch us succeed or fail. Either way, it'll be fun. Bring your cameras.
All right. Pete. I was gonna do the accent, and then I got too laughy. I was gonna be be excellent to each other, see? That. But then I'm like, nah. All right. But then I ended up doing it anyway, so you know what? Nah.
Still laugh.
That's all you guys get. All
right, everybody. Take care. Goodbye. Until next week. Bye.
See ya.